Everyone, welcome to the lecture number 2 of chapter number 2 of electrostats. The chapter number 2 is electrostatic potential and capacitance. Yesterday we discussed about conservative forces and non-conservative forces, and I told you that for conservative forces potential energy is defined. For example, gravitational force is also a conservative type of force. By conservative I mean the force that does not depend upon the path, means it is independent of the path. So for gravitational force potential energy was defined as mgh, and yesterday we calculated the potential energy. Electrostatic potential energy is negative of the work done from A to B, and we have already calculated it yesterday. So today I am going to calculate potential energy due to a dipole. You know what is the relation between potential energy and potential? Potential we denote by a letter V, and V is work done to carry a unit charge, and I can write it as U divided by Q, as work done is also stored as potential energy. So this I can write, this is the relation between potential and potential energy. So here I am calculating potential due to a dipole. A dipole is a body or a system of two charges, two same and opposite charges which are placed at a small distance. So here I will calculate potential due to a dipole at its axial position. First is axial position. Suppose this is your dipole. Here I have minus q charge and this is plus q charge, and a small distance between these two charges is 2L, and if a point P is situated somewhere here at its axial position. By axial position I mean the line, the same line which is connecting the two charges. If I want to calculate the potential at any axial point, then I have a formula for point charge. Potential due to a point charge we calculated yesterday. V is equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R. That we calculated yesterday, potential due to a point charge. So in the case of dipole we have two charges, plus Q and minus Q. And if this point P is situated at some distance R from it, we will take the distance from the middle point of the dipole. Always we will take the distance from the middle point of the dipole. So for this charge what will be the value of potential? V for plus Q, I write it first. So it will be equal to K Q divided by R. What is the value of R? The distance between plus Q and the point P. It is R minus L. As you know, if I calculate this distance, this will be half of 2L and it gives me L. So this distance between Q and P will be R minus L. So I write R minus L over this, and potential at minus Q, potential at this point will be equal to KQ divided by R plus L. R plus L. This is the magnitude of the different potentials. As you know, this is the potential for minus Q and this is the potential for plus Q. So if I put a sign of Q in this formula, it will become minus KQ divided by R plus L, because this is a minus sign. As you know, the potential is a scalar quantity, so V net will be just the sum of these two, that is V plus Q plus V minus Q, and it will give us, for in the place of V plus Q we will write KQ divided by R minus L, and in the place of V minus Q I will write minus KQ divided by R plus L. So after the calculation I get V net as KQ 2L divided by R square minus L square, So I can write P in the place of Q into 2L, as this is your dipole moment. So I will write Q into 2L as P. So V net comes out to be Kp divided by R square minus L square. Now we will make an assumption here that if this length is very smaller than the distance, as you know, the dipole is a system where two charges are separated by a very small distance. So I will write, if R is very greater than L, this distance is very greater than the length of the dipole, then V net is equal to Kp divided by R square. This is the value of V net. Next is equatorial plane. If this is your dipole and a point P is situated in the equatorial plane at a distance of R from the dipole, then the potential due to positive charge V plus Q will be equal to Kq divided by, what is the distance between this point and this point? It is, by using Pythagoras theorem, we get it as, this is the distance L, under root of L square plus R square. So this will give us Kq, V plus Q will be equal to Kq divided by under root of L square plus R square, as this is the distance between these 2 points, and V minus Q will be equal to minus Kq divided by under root of L square plus R square. So as you know, potential is a scalar quantity, so V net will be just the sum of these two, V plus Q plus V minus Q. If you add these two, it gives you 0. So V net at equatorial plane will be equal to 0. Next is the potential at any general point. As you know, this is your dipole. It has one negative charge and one positive charge. Suppose a point P which is situated at an angle of theta from it, and the distance between these 2 points is R, and I want to calculate the potential at this point. So for V plus Q, means potential due to this positive charge will be equal to Kq divided by the distance between these 2 points. So to calculate this distance, I just put a perpendicular over it. As you know, this makes a right angle triangle. So if this length is L and this angle is theta, then the distance, this small distance, will be equal to L cos theta. And if I extend this and again make a perpendicular from this point to this line is L, and if this angle is also theta, so this line will be also equal to L cos theta. So to calculate the length from positive charge to P, it will be equal to, as you know, if I say this is the center of a circle and I place then this part and this part should be equal. If this is the radius of this circle, the radius should be equal, means this section and this section will be equal. If I say this is the point of a circle, then these 2 lines should be equal. So length of this line, this small line, will be R minus L cos theta. I am talking about this line here. This line will be R minus L cos theta. So as I said, this line and this line, as these two are the radius of the same circle whose center is P. So this line will be equal to R minus L cos theta. So I will write r minus L cos theta in the denominator. And when we want to calculate this line, so again if I want to calculate the distance of this line, it will be equal to this line. So the length of this line will be equal to this line plus this term. As you can see it from the figure, that if I say this is the center of a circle, then this radius and this radius will be equal. So this length should be equal to this length, and the value of this length is r. R is this distance from this point to this point, and I will add L cos theta to it. So it gives me kq divided by r plus L cos theta. You can see it from here that this distance is r and this distance is L cos theta. So I'll just write r plus L cos theta for this line. So you can see it again. This line, if you see this distance and this distance, these two are equal, and for this circle this distance and this distance should be equal. So v plus q will be equal to kq divided by r minus L cos theta, and v minus q will be equal to minus kq divided by r plus L cos theta. So again, to calculate the net potential, I will just add them. So when I add these two, I can take kq out from these two common, and inside I have r minus L cos theta minus 1 upon r plus L cos theta. So after calculation, r gets cancelled, and in the numerator I get 2L cos theta, in the denominator r square minus L square cos theta. So again I make this assumption, r is very greater than L, so I can leave this term, and in the denominator I have r square only, as this term I don't take it in account. So I left with v net is equals to kq 2L cos theta divided by r square. Again, in the place of q into 2L I will put p. Yes, v net will be equal to kp cos theta divided by r square. So this is the formula for any general point. V net is equals to kp cos theta divided by r square. So you can now cross check it. For example, if you take the point in axial position, if this point lies here, then theta will be equal to 0. Then V net will become, right, for axial, theta is equals to 0. So V net will be equal to kp cos theta, and cos theta, cos 0 is 1. So you will left with kp divided by r square. And if you take this point at equatorial plane, if this point lies here, if this point lies in this way in equatorial plane, then theta is equals to 90 degree. So you can write for equatorial plane, for equatorial, theta will be equal to 90 degree. So V net will become 0, and you have already calculated it. V net is equals to 0 for equatorial plane, and V net is equals to kp upon r square for axial point. If this is a system of charges and I want to calculate the potential at P due to these charges, then potential at P due to the total charge configuration is algebraic sum of potentials due to individual charges. Means the net potential V net will be equal to V due to Q1 plus V due to Q2 plus V due to Q3 and so on. If there are n number of charges, then it will be sum of n number of potentials. So as you know, for a point charge, V is equals to KQ divided by R. So I can write KQ1 divided by R1 in the place of VQ1 and KQ2 divided by R2 in the place of VQ2 and KQ3 divided by R3 in the place of VQ3. So I left with KQ1 divided by R1 plus Q2 divided by R2 plus Q3 divided by R3. So V net is just the algebraic sum of all the potentials. This is all for today's lecture. Today we discussed point due to a dipole. As we know the potential due to a dipole, as we know the potential due to a point charge is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r, and the relation between work done and potential energy is like this. So we calculated the potential, net potential at any axial position. Then we calculated the potential at equatorial plane. As we know the potential is a scalar quantity, so we don't need the direction of this potential, so we just do an algebraic sum and it comes out to be 0 for equatorial plane. And for general point we take a point P which is at an angle of theta from the dipole, and it comes out to be Kp cos theta divided by r square. And we also verified it for axial point, where for axial point theta is equals to 0, and for equatorial it is theta is equals to 90 degree. So that is all for today. Tomorrow we will start with a question on potential. Thank you for watching this video.